Good morning, everybody. It's Rick Thomas from Obsolete Video Services. Hey, guys. All right. Been getting a lot of good emails, questions about my work and my setup, especially about my setup here in my living room area. As you know, this is a complete broadcast studio television setup. You can do virtually anything in here. To answer questions, the larger video formats, I have 3 other storage areas, so none of that is done here. I keep getting people asking me about the quad and all that. That's done in storage areas, very small, tight storage areas that I have. I don't have the room here in my home to do that type of stuff. But all the portable stuff that I can actually work on and improve on, stuff like this is all done here where I can plug directly into the ProRes or even MPEG-4 or whatever I'm actually doing. So that's the answer to that, guys. I don't have every freaking thing here in my house. I mean, 2-inch quad machines are massive machines. So no, I do not have that stuff here. But virtually almost everything else that's portable, I can bring to my location here. So as you can see, I'm working on the Sony AV-5000, 5000A machines due to the fact I do have some tape transfers coming from Burbank. I got a quad tape I just recently got from Los Angeles or Las Vegas, and some other stuff from the 60s I'll be working on. So I'm trying to get my equipment up to par. So I'm just double checking and quality controlling the machines that I have because of the fact I'll have many various different formats coming in the door, and I want to be able to be set up to jump right to it when I'm ready to run these type of formats. All right. Now, this particular machine I had a lot of questions about. People were talking about this Sony AV-5000A, 5000 and 5000A. This came out in 1969 or late 1969, and it was already in the stores by 1970. So, but the biggest problem is this is the biggest piece of crap machine ever. I mean, it really is. The problems on this machine is enormous. And to get it to do this, all I can say is you better hire me. That's all I can tell you. Because this is a serious hard machine to work on. And you got to really know what you're doing. Especially if you want to get color playback like this. Now, the biggest problem about these machines is they work on these, I was talking previously on color modules. And they run on relays. This is a very early design. It's not all solid state. And it's a real piece of crap. This machine was designed where it's very faulty. They pushed it through, no quality control, lots and lots of mistakes. But I was looking at the service manual one day, and I went through and double checked, marked every mistake that I saw in the schematic. So I was able to apply it to fix my machines. So here's an example of a machine that I restored. This is the AV-5000A. Now I want to show you guys something you guys might want to learn by. I know, again, guys, my YouTube page is a teaching tool for people who want to learn old broadcast video formats. Now, this is the color board for this machine, okay? Let me get into some better light here. All right, as you can tell, these are all color modules, or these boxes right here. Those are what you call color filter modules, black and white and color, in various different stages of the color circuit. You also have transformers on here, but the biggest problem is you have these relays, and these relays are real pieces of shit. So this board gets very hot, and on top of it they made mistakes in the electronics where the board would short out. So it's a real complicated machine to work on, guys. Very complicated. And you have to really know this machine very well. I've been working on these machines since, I'd say, the late 80s, early 1990s. So I've learned everything there is to know about this particular machine, and I've been improving on it every year. So now we got it to the best possible quality that this machine will ever get. And it's basically because it's a very heavy unit, but it's a very complicated color unit because it's pilot tone. It's not NTSC. It's a very heavy unit. But everything on the machines are designed to fail because they did not quality control the machine, and it will burn out. And the majority of the machines I've had since 1990, I don't think I've had one that actually worked right out the gate at all. They've always been either shorted out or didn't work or whatever. But what I do is I apply my skills from all the years, and we're able to get good color playback at this point. But it's a very, very complicated machine. It's one of my favorites because it's one of the first ones I've ever worked on. But being an electronics engineer and television broadcaster such as myself, I try to always improve. I'm always improving on my machines. So I've got some really great improvements on these, so I'm applying it to my 5000 series. But I just want to show you guys, if you don't have parts, you're pretty well screwed. I have quite a few parts for this machine, but just wanted to show you. You have a lot of color filter modules on these boards. You got relays, as you can tell. You got this stupid relay right there. You got one on here, and you got like 6 on this modulation board. This unit gets very, very, very hot. As you can see, I got it out of its case, and I've got fans that are blowing cool air on this rack into the unit to keep it cool. Or you'll start seeing this color bleeding. The color starts to shift because it's starting to get too hot. That's another big problem with this machine. This machine gets very, very hot. So you have to cool it down, and then you have to also fix the electronics. So all I gotta say is on this particular machine, don't. If you find one, you want to donate it, I appreciate the donation. I could use the parts, but this is not a machine for somebody just to screw around with or think they can actually do tapes on. Not gonna happen. And then you had the perfected ones like the Panasonics that came out. Now these are all solid states, so these decks are a lot better than the early models of the Sonys. And then you had some of the CV units, which were real crap, but they can be fixed a lot easier. But as far as the Sony models, these are the hardest models in the world to fix. They're very, very complicated. They get very, very, very hot, and there's lots of very bulky and very, very early electronics in these units. So I hope you enjoyed this video.